So today I'll talk about the factors of happiness. So as we know, we all want to become happy in life. And happiness is a state of being. Some say that it is a event, and some say that we should keep pushing forward for happiness. But what is happiness really? Is it going and achieving things? Is it achieving your goals? Is it enjoying your passion? Is it enjoying your hobby? Or is it earning money? Or is it serving your family? What is happiness? So it is a trick question, because happiness is a state of being. That means it is temporary. It is a form of emotions or feeling that come out as emotion, and it is almost similar to excitement and other forms of joy, and generally is conceived via laughter. So why do we want to be happy all the time? I mean, what is the purpose and why are we chasing? So biologically speaking, dopamine and serotonin are some chemical that releases whenever someone uh, gets a fun or happy thing to be around. So generally dopamine comes from that perspective. Suppose someone earns money, they get a dopamine hit. That's their source of happiness. But what is happiness really? I mean, what it is that we are chasing? So what we are chasing is a sensory experience when we talk about happiness. And that's why people are generally sad, because they choose the sensory experience rather than what they are looking for. So they don't know what they actually are doing, and in such case it is very prevalent that they choose what they are entangled to, or what their brain desires. So historically we found happiness on finding food and shelter, and we get a sugar rush whenever we eat sugar, because that is not linked to happiness, but rather the dopamine or the happiness we perceive we receive is based on survival factors. So that is again confused with a real happiness, and it generally makes people addicted to food, because they can't find happiness in real life or some sort. And this is what is a misconception of happiness. Happiness cannot be achieved, because it is an event. An event passes, the time is gone, and it so what should be we looking for? So ultimately we should be looking for mindfulness, since our thought don't actually come from us, they come to us. So mindfulness is the practice of originating or collectively assessing our thoughts without reacting to it in a way that would take up a lot of mind energy. So it is just letting it go and understanding that nothing really matters in what you think, or rather what you do, but it is a long succumb process, because it is a very hard thing to do. And boredom is the phase that we ought to go through to gain happiness. And this is very hard, because brain cannot analyze or perceive boredom, or rather throw upon itself because of the boredom. It's the worst feeling. It is very anti-happiness. So ultimately when we pass through this phase, we become a bit okay with ourselves. We tangle our thoughts and mind and body to a one direction, and this causes a lot of help. And while we can't gain happiness directly, we we will be able to regulate our emotions. And And with time, with practice of mindfulness, we shall achieve peace within ourselves, which is a much more deal and only realized in very latter of life when people are overdue with regrets. So that is it.